great to have your company. What a dramatic week it has been in footy. Very shortly we'll discuss the Eddie Maguire comments. Also, footy news around. We'll tell you the offer about to be made to Buddy Franklin that puts it in amongst the biggest offer ever made to an AFL player. We'll tell you who. And also we'll tell you which club's making Harry Taylor of the Geelong Footy Club think twice about his future.
Yes, looking forward to that. Damien Barrett, a superstar, of course. Speaking of superstars, this man, one of the greats of the modern era, about to play his 350th game for the North Melbourne Football Club. Boomer Harvey's in the house tonight. Little boom.
Where is he?
Oh, we're looking forward to the little man coming piling out here. Speaking of North Melbourne, Gary, I understand that Sam was down Errol Street this week talking mental toughness with some of the great people in North Melbourne, so street talk there too.
Look forward to that. Bill Brownless made a meal of his certainty a couple of weeks ago. The ice bath didn't cut it tonight. Live in the studio, he's going to attempt to eat the world's hottest pie in the shortest amount of time. We've got medics on standby. Huge show. Let's get started.
Thursday night in the footy show, the beautiful Docklands precinct, and the show would be nothing without the panel. We know that. And we have assembled a cracking panel for you tonight. Big stars, big forwards, big medal winners. And let's start with this man from the Hawthorn Football Club. Premiership forward, Jared Roughhead in the house. Big Rough. Oh, speaking of superstars, Norm Smith medal, three-time premiership player, Steve Johnson from the Cats. For Stevie. And the Hawthorn Football Club's favourite son, about to ride from Melbourne to Perth, Shane Crawford is in the house.
Nice panel, Jim.
Look at that for a panel.
Testosterone levels high for Shane. He's in heavy training, of course. Another man who's always the testosterone. Shush, I'm introducing the 300-game superstar from Geelong. Please make him welcome, John Sammy Newman. Spring in the step there, Fossil.
Come on, Force.
Is anything that's happened this week that we need to... Anything at all that we need... that you haven't told me about or we need to chat about?
Bit to talk about tonight.
Is that?
Yes, my word there
OK.
is.
I want to just say something to
Editorial off the top?
What's sort of an editorial?
Okay.
Now, I have said this for quite a while, that this game is in a state of almost... No, I'm telling you, this is going to be positive. Oh, right. I think we deserve credit for this because we mention this more often than not.
What?
That this game was in decline and fast slipping away from anything because it was being handled and adjudicated in a trite and stupid and puerile fashion.
Umpiring bashing,
but I notice Darren Jolly, Grant Thomas told me this. Yes. He wrote an article saying he felt almost embarrassed to be part of our game the way it is headed. But the game is at a point of return, not of no return. And I cite the last game between Richmond and Essendon and the umpiring. It was fantastic.
Oh, no.
The umpiring... I watched it. Admittedly, I'd had a couple of jugs of claret. I watched it carefully, and there were many incidental kicks that they could have paid but didn't, and the game was the better for it, and I believe it's on the turn. And congratulations to those umpires on Richmond and Essendon.
All down to you?
All primarily down to me, because you keep saying, don't keep going on about it. If you don't go on about it, people just accept it. Well done.
Well done to you for turning football
Thank you.
around.
Well done to me for being me.
What about Jared Roughhead? Keep your applause going for a bit rough.
Gaz. How are you, mate?
I'm going well, but not as well as the Hawks. 8-1 on top of the ladder, if you don't mind.
Doing very nicely. This time last year we were 4 and 5, so to be in the positive this year, it's very good.
And drifting up into the midfield rough, or are you just making your own arrangements?
No, mate, just getting up there to get a bit of prune. It's a bit quiet in the forward line, so don't mind it actually, but can't last very long.
I was going to say, is the tank up to repeat efforts in there?
A couple of 2 or 3 minutes, mate, and that's about it.
Mate, 24 goals too, if you don't mind, which is up there for the Coleman in the Coleman race.
Been noticing Sammy's academy. Thank you. So very happy with that.
Corresponding with him about Fark.
Have you? You got him back on track. And life outside of football going well also?
All going well, mate. Thank you very much.
Yeah, landscape gardening course we believe you're in the middle of.
Yeah, I'm an apprentice there. Dude TAFE down at Swinburne, one turner there. So we're on the excavators and bobcats the other day, which was a bit of fun.
Yeah, excavators.
Correct.
They'll be excavated.
Excavator, sorry.
And any actual work done? I think one of your teammates has enjoyed the fruits of your labour.
Yeah, Mitch gets us round to do a bit of labour, as you said. We'd put a bit of fake grass in, so made his joint very nice and didn't have to pay us a cent.
Now, what about you and your superstitions? Running through the banner. Have a look at Ruff, go through the banner, and he doesn't want to touch the paper because it might not help your game. He ducks and dives and he weaves and he gets through. Take us through this.
Well, look at the 3 blokes in front of me get coat hanging by the bit of tape. So, mate, just very smart.
But you
just
never
get out
touch
of
the
way.
banner, do you?
Oh, well, there's no need. You just get out of the way.
You think if you touch the banner, you won't play well. Is that true?
No.
It's not?
No.
What about all the work that the cheer squad do?
Well, you don't want to wreck it. You just want to leave it and make it look nice.
Well, run around it.
Should acknowledge them on the way through.
I do, wave.
Have you got any superstitions, Sam? Any superstitions, Sam?
You make me superstitious, Shane. And 13-year-old girls make me superstitious.
Oh, Matt, we're just... Welcome Steve Johnson to the Footy Show, everybody. Stephen Jane. And speaking of teams that are just going beautifully, Stevie, 8-1, the Cats, and you are now a legitimate midfielder. Gone are the days of being a superstar, smallish, mid-range, half-small forward. Now you're just up getting 30 touches every week.
Yeah, I've enjoyed a bit more time through the midfield and been able to find a bit more of the prune. So, no, it's been good. The form's going well. The Cats are 8-1 as well. So, a big game Saturday night against the Gold Coast under lights, which should be great for the town.
Well, this is as big a story that's hit Geelong since I don't know when. You trained under these tonight. You got here a little late, so what was the session like?
Yeah, it was good. As you can see there, the lights just... they're like the MCG down there and everyone's very excited. The boys train well. The conditions were good tonight. Hopefully it stays that way for Saturday night. We should have a great match.
This is huge, having the lights at Geelong, isn't it? This is the biggest thing that's ever happened at Geelong. You took little Archie, your son, you tweeted about it. There's Stevie with little Archie. He said, don't worry about Disneyland. I'm going to take you to Canadian Park and show you the lights, mate. In years to come, you are going to see the lights and get a photo with them.
Yeah, no, it's I'm very proud moment, obviously, taking him down for the biggest thing that's happened at Geelong in probably the last 50 years.
Oh, and of course, speaking of Archie, we saw him when you played your 200th. That wasn't too far away either. There's, of course, Boris Enright out the front and Archie with you, Stevie.
Look at Archie.
Yeah, that's him having a bit of a clap. He enjoyed it and that was a proud moment for us. Corey Enright and myself as well.
Brian Taylor, very critical. Our great mate, the Bristle, wasn't happy with the kids going on the ground. I don't think you were impressed with the criticism.
It didn't worry me too much. I wasn't sure why the criticism was there, but that's BT's opinion. I think all I can say is I was very proud to take him out and hopefully one day we can look back at it. And I know Croft took his son out when he played his 300th game. A few more games than what I'd played, but did you enjoy the moment?
I had a wonderful time. He's taller than me now, so he takes me out with him.
How angry was Brian?
Oh, he was livid. Have a look at him. He was absolutely ropeable about it. No, he wasn't happy, Brian. But anyway, got over it. Hey, Shane, how's the training going? You got a couple of very, very big announcements, of course. The big tour to Croft coming up in the next few weeks. Money starting to pour in from corporate Australia, which is great.
Yeah, it's incredible, the support. Training's going okay. Had a big couple of days and had a few days off to recover from those big couple of days. So I've got to go in fresh, Gary. I can't go overcooked. So far, so good.
We'll look forward to that. As we said, a little later we'll let you know some of the really big money that is pouring in at the moment, and we thank everyone that's involved, and we'll give you the chance to contribute as well.
Rough. Does the landscaping curriculum, does it cover or embrace hydroponics or anything like that? Or does it?
No, mate. It's at the moment just the machinery. I'm pretty sure we'll get to the plants and turf later down the track.
So you just get it set up.
Save the best till last.
Then we'll sneak the plants in. Undercover.
You need a bit of work at your house?
At my house?
He's in an apartment.
I live in a bed-sitter, Shane.
That would be a no.
I'm a bit with Brian about the... kids.
Well, that's because your kid was 33 when you played your
Oh, nice crispy from Gary. Didn't get us underway. Brisbane and Collingwood. The Lions against Collingwood. And they've made some changes. Jed Adcock, of course, played a very nice game of football last week, but you can see Billy Longer coming in is very nice, of course, with Leuenberger missing. Rockcliffe's a big out as well. As we swing across to the Maggies, got to go back. I think 2008, they've won just once against Collingwood Brisbane, so they haven't had good recent history. Pendlebury is a superstar, and you can see the ins and outs there. And Didac is a welcome name back for the Collingwood Football Club, Shane.
Yeah, good to see Didac back. Love the way he goes about it. This is massive for Collingwood. If they lose this, they will not make the final. So it is very much a grand final for them going into state. It's going to be tough, but...
Distraction off field or not?
Definitely a distraction, but they'll come together, and I reckon they'll have a really good win and get back on the bandwagon. Away they go.
Jono?
Yeah, good to see Simon Black is equaling the games record for Brisbane with 318 games, equal with Marcus Ashcroft. So it's a great effort, and he's been a superstar, and I think they'll get over the line for him.
Brisbane.
I just think with Brisbane's injuries and with Brownie getting suspended, I think that Collingwood will get up.
Force, your winner here, Force?
I don't think there'll be any distraction because I don't think Eddie's playing actually on the field, is he?
Harry O'Brien is, who's been embroiled.
Harry O'Brien will do what they all will do. He will lift, he will put it aside for the 100 minutes, and he'll concentrate on what he's meant to do, and that's play football.
Tipping the Pies?
I am.
I am too.
Now, Sam. Yep. Shane is about to ride from Melbourne to Perth and raise unbelievable awareness and money for the Breast Cancer Awareness Network.
Breast Cancer Network of Australia.
Sorry, well done, Gary, thank you. So, Forsell, you have given how you can assist this cause a hell of a lot of thought.
You've got a lot of money, so you should... Or have you done something else?
You're very chirpy tonight, Gary. We like to do our bit, and... Because we're very proud of Stupid, Shane, and we have commissioned this at no very great expense. We have commissioned this is not a Cooper, this is the man that does all the Team of the Century paintings. This is not a Cooper, this is an Owens. This is his manager.
Right.
And we are going to auction this off for the Shane Crawford, I was going to say Shane Crawford ride across the desert.
Yep.
And this would be a great adornment in an office, a reception area, and this will go gangbusters.
Online auction?
Online auction.
All right.
You could be termed the Weeping Wimp.
Right.
It could be called the Moaning Gary. But this is it. But this is interactive. So let me just show you.
Let's have a look.
Let me show you.
Yes.
But there's more.
Oh, no.
The steak knives are included. This is not only a visual adornment to the office, this is an audible accoutrement. Have a listen. This is, by pressing this, now wait for this, this is what happens. Imagine you have overseas CEOs wandering into your office to the foyer, and they
legit?
see that, and they can walk up and they can go. This is a first, Gary.
You can auction that.
This could be hung in the Louvre.
Hey,
This
Force.
is a world first. No one has had audio and visual. And that is going, Jim.
Hey, Fox, are you going to get us, because this is an online auction, by the way,
It's
the Footy
legit,
Show
is it?
website, there you are, footyshow.com.au, and then follow the Tour de Croft links and you can bid for this online. Are you going to get us underway?
I, of course, are taking the loose change out of my fob pocket and I'm going with $1,000 bill.
There we are.
And that will be... No one will...
Walk into the offices of Rio Tinto and there is the great man and... it's going to go gangbusters.
Oh, you think, are you?
We're starting at
Christie's,
1,000, Gary.
You've got a reserve,
It's
have we?
1,000.
Hey,
You got a reserve?
we've
Well, you
got
throw in a bag
reserve.
of hair as well.
This, by the way, will be online until next Thursday, so you've got a
yeah,
week
good.
to bid for one of the great masterpieces.
One more, Sam.
Come on. That's the noise you were making when you're on the stretcher, Gary. That's why
That is fair
noise
dinkum, and they're not doing that up in the booth. That is a little, you
Oh,
know,
all right.
when
Well,
you get the
we
Christmas
understood that.
cards and you open them up and you've got
Yeah.
the Simpsons singing "Happy Birthday" and all that sort of stuff. This is fair dinkum.
All right, so you can do that, or you can
Yes.
just relax, take a break. We'll be back with plenty more on the Footy Show after this.
Tonight on the Footy Show, Sam heads to North Melbourne to test the locals' mental toughness.
I've got it. North Melbourne need it. Follow me, that's an order.
Plus, in addition to Sam's tasteful Tour de Croft contribution, we've got plenty more incredible announcements. Roos champion Boomer Harvey swings by on the eve of his 350th game, and he'll give his take on North's season so far. And don't forget Bill's Pie Challenge, made chili so hot you need protective gear to cook 'em. At least Bill will die doing what he loves. That's all coming up tonight on the Footy Show. Yes, welcome back to the Footy Show. I can tell you in the ad break, it has gone gangbusters.
Viral.
$6,000 already. For Breast Cancer Network Australia, $6,000 and up.
And
on
it's a
you,
tax
Gary.
deduction.
Of course it is.
So, bid 20, you'll get 10 of it taken off tax, won't you?
No doubt about that. Nissan Navara, by the way, home timber and hardware, and sportsbet.com.au. Great friends of ours at the Footy Show. Thank you very much for their support. And just a reminder, we are minutes away from Bill Brownless eating the world's hottest pie.
Jim, unbelievable week it's been in footy. On Friday night started with the first game of the Indigenous round and an incident involving a 13-year-old girl and Adam Goods. That went for 2 or 3 days. Thought it was well handled by everyone involved, including the Collingwood Footy Club, including their president, Eddie Maguire, who then himself found himself embroiled in the controversy after comments he made on his radio show on Wednesday morning. Now, we've asked Ed to come on, and understandably, he said he'd been everywhere for the last 26 hours. He's been speaking about it. He's apologised and didn't think he could apologise anymore. So we understand that. But Samuel, let's go to you first of all. Get your thoughts on this, and we'll broaden the discussion out and include the boys as well.
That's the point. We will broaden the discussion. But if I could just dwell on my friend, and I'm proud to say he's my friend. Of course, we don't endorse what he's done. He's let himself down. He knows that. He hasn't made too many errors in his life, and this will do him for the rest of his life, this particular. Having said that, I hope he's not watching this. I hope he's away on some remote destination without a radio, a television, a newspaper, a computer, a phone.
He won't be, because
I hope he is.
He's fronted up to everything. He hasn't
I
tried
know.
to hide.
Now would be a good time to recharge the batteries, because no one has done more in this state, in this city, in this country than Eddie Maguire to further the cause of what's embroiled him in today, this week. And I don't know Adam Goods well. I've met him once. I know from what people say, and I'm sure he is a fine man, and he is a fine man. But I know Eddie Maguire very well, better than anyone. and he is an absolute star. And he will be mortified and devastated with what's gone on. He made an error, a forgivable error. He can't apologise anymore. I hope we don't hound him until he actually almost breaks down, because that's how the gravity of this situation has got him. So that's Eddie. There's a bigger picture in this, and that's the one that we're going to embrace. And everything you will say or about to say, I'm preempting about racism and the public's role and our responsibility, I endorse wholeheartedly. But I just hope Eddie gets over this. He has made a grave error. He knows it. He can't apologise anymore. And I am his greatest ally.
Yeah, and look, I don't think there's any question about how much Eddie's hurting and how much he's done in terms of the racial code, the code that football's embraced over the journey. The other person, of course, is Adam Goodes in all of this, who's been through an enormous amount since Friday and wakes up Wednesday morning, as he tweeted to the nation, this is what I woke up to, and set the events in motion over the past couple of days. I think the point, and there's so many points to be made, is that Eddie is aware of the ramifications of what he said, and we as a code, I think, over the journey have been very good in identifying the issue and trying to deal with it as best we can. But there is still some degree of ignorance in terms of what is vilification and what's not. And even Ed, someone as learned in this as Eddie, who has been through it, who sits on boards and has driven this as much as anyone, still found himself a little confused, if you like. He had to go and front the media and he said himself he didn't think it was vilification. And I guess the point is, it's not what we think or the person who's saying it thinks, it's
Correct.
about what the other person thinks in all of this. And that is what, I guess, continues to confuse a lot of people, because you still hear people that you talk to and every day say, this is an overreaction. How can... Well, it's not in any way, shape or form, and it's not about us necessarily, it is about the person who's being vilified.
That's correct, Gary. Absolutely correct.
And James, you're at a footy club, you deal with a whole range of issues, and we were talking off air, and I think what you're about to say is really relevant and significant.
Yeah, it is, because this is part of a bigger issue, I think, and what we saw last Friday, I think a lot of people tip into the fact, Gaz, that they think that this is a one-off incident, what we saw with Adam in the Collingwood game. Whereas, as the president of a footy club which has wonderful Indigenous people playing for us, it's not a one-off incident. It happens way too often. It's virtually a weekly occurrence.
With your club?
Oh, I think across the board. And I think Adam Goodes, what he was doing last Friday was basically putting his hand up and saying enough. We shouldn't have to, in the 2 hours that we run out onto an AFL field, have to put up with that being said across the fence. And I totally agree with him. So if they have made this stand and said, right, well, especially during Indigenous round, but any round of footy, we've got every right for 2 hours to do our job without having to cop that across the fence, then I think it's a good stance, and we as a code should support it.
Now Gary, Gary says, with your club, you have told us off air that you have a raft of complaints on a weekly basis about your boys being vilified.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like the bleeding obvious, but we are in wholehearted agreement with the stance and everything that's going on. If anything good has come out of this, it just proves that the infallible are fallible. And no one would have thought Eddie would have tumbled into this. It was, in my opinion, about word association. It wasn't racist. It wasn't about ethnicity. It was a slip of the tongue by a man who's probably needs a break.
But Gaz, we're broadening this out, and I think in the 20 years or however long it's been since Nicky Winmar and Michael Long did the amazing job they did of bringing on-field racial vilification in front of us as a code, that is virtually eliminated from the game, and I know the boys would agree with that, and that is a terrific thing. I think we've got to extend it out now to the people that come to the game.
So what are we asking people to do, Gary? What are you appealing for to happen?
Appealing to any common sense and courtesy. I think what's happened, I think James is right, Ruff and Jono would say, on field we've almost eradicated it. There will be isolated incidents because that is just inevitable. On field we've got our act together. It's now over to the people off the field,
The public.
the public, to adopt a similar sort of philosophy that the AFL players have over a journey. It's come through education, it's come through understanding the pain that's inflicted. I've put my hand up over time as a player, as someone that was ignorant and was guilty of racial abuse to my opponents, and it comes about through education. You don't know until you're told, and then it's up to you to take that on board. And not only racial vilification, it is abuse in general. And whilst we need to put our hand up here on the Footy Show, we highlighted and need to apologise to Stephen Milne, because we had a lady in here that we all would have seen, probably most people would have seen, leaning over a fence abusing him at a game.
Yeah, we thought it was vaguely humorous, but we didn't look at the other side of what it did to Stephen.
And that was a grave mistake on our behalf, because Stephen then, on the Sunday Footy Show, came on, Shane, you were there, and he was hurt by what had happened there, and he's the subject of constant abuse. So from our point of view, in the Footy Show, we apologise for that. That was wrong, and we can't sit here and say we need to do this and then go and do things like that. So we need to just have a...
Would we be going too far to say that we don't want vigilantes out in the outer, in the crowd? But
there's a means to report.
Would it somehow be possible if the general populace who go to football hear this stuff, just say to the person who they think is responsible, now come on?
No, I wouldn't.
You don't
suggest
think
that?
that's...
No, but there are phone numbers that are constantly put up on the scoreboards around the country with a number to report any incidents that you see, and then someone will come, security or someone of that nature, and come and sort it out. Just quickly, we won't dwell on this forever. Is it, for you boys, Jono, and for Ruff, is it the events of the past 4 or 5 days, has it seen your club revisit this, or have you had to talk to the Indigenous boys at your club in any way, shape or form?
No, I don't think so. I think we have been educated, as you said, and it's hard for us to comment on how the individuals feel in this situation, but to see how a champion of our game in Adam Goodes was affected last week and how he handled himself, I think it's a great opportunity for the general public to perhaps become more educated on the issue and hopefully stamp it out of the game entirely.
And Ralph, I mean, Hawthorn supporters, I'm not saying, I mean, supporters of every club would be guilty of this at some stage or another, but I mean, you can appeal to them now. I mean, I know there's going to be a campaign where players will publicly come out and say to their supporter group, come on, come along, shout and scream and yell and have fun, but I mean, you've got to draw a line somewhere. The players have done it, and it's time now for the people to come along to join in.
Yeah, that's right. You put the hammer on the nail there, in terms of the fans coming.
I know what you mean, mate.
Yeah, but just the whole education side of things, we are getting there, but it's going to take time.
Gary, we may very well look back on this Indigenous round last week in history as say this has been the template for us to move on, and how appropriate that the Indigenous round actually sparked this conversation.
OK, let's hope that it has changed attitudes all around the country. So let's move on. We've got a lot of footy ahead. Got Bill Brownless going to eat a big hot pie very shortly, Croft.
We're going to have a look at the Sydney Swans up against Essendon, which is going to be huge. Saturday twilight at the SCG. And the Swans had a great win against the Pies last week. Hanbury in Brownlow form. Adam Goodes, 169 Supercoach points. Walsh comes in, and young Tom Mitchell, the son of Barry Mitchell, the former champion player, his first game. So well done to young Tom. And the Mighty Bombers, dream time of the G last week against the Tigers, had a really good win. Hurley goes out, Gumbleton comes in. Joe Watson just signs a 4-year contract, and deservedly so. He's a star. This is going to be huge. Everyone's probably thinking the Swans are going to win, but I've been a big fan of the way Essendon really set up defensively. All year they've done it really well, and I think they're going to win interstate once again.
Yeah, purely based on the game being at home for Sydney, and their midfielders been in top form, I'm picking them.
All right. Same as Jono, boys. Swans don't lose much at the SCG, and I think they'll win as also.
You say Essendon?
Essendon, yes. Well, they beat Adelaide round 1. They beat Fremantle when Fremantle were up and about and started really well. And I reckon they can take it to the Swans.
Oh, yeah. No.
You don't, Foss?
Well, I don't. They're going fantastically, but here is the side that's the Swans will beat Essendon. I don't hope they do, but I think they will.
All right. Let me just Draw your attention to one of the ins there. A young man making his debut by the name of Thomas Mitchell, who's the son of Barry Mitchell, who was an unbelievably good player for the Sydney Swans and the Carlton Footy Club.
said that.
I'm just giving you more detail. Dan Hanbury, we interviewed on Saturday, said in his time, he, at training and in the games he's seen, the best hands...
Hands?
Yes, quick hands, handball style, of any player he's played with.
Wow.
Oh, just all...
There you go.
Symmetric... All just what hands?
There must be some reason why you're fixated with this young
But don't
man,
forget, Gary, Melbourne said that they trained really well over pre-season.
Yeah.
And that
What?
didn't work out too
Stupid?
well. What?
Stupid.
What?
Gary,
Well,
we
you're
weren't going
saying
to
he
abuse
trains
people,
really well,
remember?
and Melbourne said they train well. Well, how are they going?
Shane,
No one
you've been-
understands what Shane's
You've
saying.
been sniffing too much wattle out on these rides. It's gone up your hooter.
Hey, I'm tipping Sydney. by the way.
Hey, we had a couple of weeks ago, Bill Brownless, as we're
Yes.
all aware, sit in an ice bath.
Yeah.
Shane's now throwing things at us. Sitting in an ice bath, which was the most pathetic,
Soft.
underwhelming challenge we've ever seen on the Footy
Disappointing.
Show. We were hammered by social media.
Yep.
Get the big boy to do something better than that. So what we've done is we've decided tonight he is going to eat the world's hottest pie. And I'm not talking temperature. I'm talking chilies, jalapeno. What have they got in there?
They got scorpion chili and viper chili, which is 300 times hotter than a jalapeno.
Scorpion and viper chili. So let's get to Bill Brownless, who sits here.
There it is.
Now, Bill,
Yes, Jim.
this is the hottest pie the
Look
world
at him.
has ever seen.
Yes.
An interesting cactus you got in front of you there.
What is that?
I'm not sure what you're saying there, Bill. But anyway, this is the hottest the world has ever seen, and the world record is 46 seconds.
Yep.
You have got to eat this pie within 46 seconds.
And I got no chance, Jim, but I'll have a go because
mean?
I know I was a bit disappointing last time.
You're pathetic.
But shut up, Sam. All I was told to do was sit in a spa, so I sat in a spa for 40 seconds. There was that much ice in it, I couldn't go any further, so you can get stuff, but I'll put my hand up and I'll have 300 times hotter than
Go on, what
the
is
other
it?
chili.
What is it? Hey, Bill, we spoke
Jalapeno.
Yeah.
to Carl Stefanovic,
Yes.
our great friend at the Today Show, and we talked to him about it, and this is no joke here. You are in for a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I know.
You don't like hot food at all, do you? Not the slightest hint of chili.
No, I don't like Indian food or anything like that.
Got to sign a waiver.
But
Yeah.
I've got to sign a waiver. But now it takes me back to the old days when we used to have a couple of frothies. Have a milk. So I'm going to have this milk.
Oh, that'll
and they
help.
put the lining on your guts. You eat the pie and then
You really
everything's
need
okay.
to drink a lot of milk.
What else have you got over there, Bill, to help you through?
Some good ones, Sam. Cinnamon.
Yep, that'll help.
Cinnamon
Yeah.
and...
A Portaloo?
Oh, yeah, sorry. That'd be a Portaloo, yes. Jim there.
And what else?
Because that's what I'm worried about. Eating it's okay, but what happens when it comes out?
Yeah.
Well, I think you got some help there too, haven't you, Bill?
Well, there's an arse bath.
All right, well,
You had a nice
Put
bath
it.
last week.
you get yourself ready. You down.
That's it. That is it. You're
Down.
supposed to wear gloves when you handle it.
You do. When you cook the protective gloves and eyewear needed to cook these things. So,
And Gary,
yes, Foss.
the police. Now this is true.
Yes, it is.
I'm
What?
not making this up. The
I know.
police. You know the capsicum spray
Yes, I do.
they spray on felons.
Yes.
This is as hot as the
right.
capsicum.
Oh, you're
This
making
is-
that up. You're speaking crap. That's it.
That is the absolute truth. We're going to give Bill a couple of segments to prepare himself, and then
I
that
know
is
we're
on.
not meant to abuse people. This man.
I know, he's annoying
He's a
me tonight.
mental
too.
pygmy.
Lucky he's doing great things for the Breast Cancer Network of Australia. We'll announce big money coming up. We'll
Oh,
take
yes.
a break. Sam's mailbag up after this. Welcome back to the Footy Show. A very special time. We are about to announce some big donations to the Tour de Croft. Yeah. Hang on, Sam's interrupting me, yes?
The recession is over. It's gone to $25,000 for painting.
Oh. Well done, Gary.
Oh, that's good. OK, these are $10,000 and above, of course, you get to come on the wall. So let me whip through these. These are very important people, very important and generous donations. First off, Shane, Giant Bikes have donated
yes.
$10,000 plus.
Hey!
There you go. They're big supporters of you,
Shane.
As soon as this is announced, they went in. Let me tell you what they're going to do. They're kicking in 10 grand, but they're also giving Croft a couple of giant bikes here.
Nice. This is
to
the
make
one I'm going to ride, Gary.
And they're fitting him and his support crew out with all their official Tour de Croft gear. And there's more, Jimmy. Giant are sending a doctor and a mechanic along for the entire ride to make sure Croft's fully supported in every possible way. Ride life, ride Giant. Well done, Giant. Up they go. Yellow Express trucks, they are donating $10,000, same-day deliveries, urgent deliveries, or even to replace your own vehicles. Yellow Express has one of the largest fleets in Melbourne, need to service all of your freight needs. Well done to Yellow Express.
Thank you, Yellow Express. We'll get that up, Gary.
What about this one? Buddy Franklin has got the Buddy Ball.
Buddy Love.
Designed by Lance Franklin, the Buddy Ball teaches kids how to kick like the stars. Also comes with a training DVD. And guess what, everyone in the audience tonight, taking home a Buddy Ball.
You're taking home a Buddy Ball.
$10,000 from Buddy Sweeney.
Thank you, buddy.
Sweeney Real Estate, $10,000. The Can Do, get that up there, estate agents.
Sweeney.
14 outlets throughout the western suburbs of Melbourne. Thanks to Darren and the team at Sweeney Real Estate. 10 grand.
Oh, we're going well, Gary. You're doing a great
Great
job.
supporters of the Footy Show, James Bogue Draft,
Oh, yes.
$10,000. Not only proud supporters of local footy, thrilled to get on board, support Shane on his journey
James
for
Bogue.
BC.
Thank you, James.
James Bogue Draft. Most
What about this
refreshing-
one, Gary?
Most refreshing beer on tap from the pure waters of Tasmania. Very
this
proud
one.
of this one.
What about this one?
This is settle down. This is Elite Sports Properties, the
buzzard,
premier
the buzzard.
Australian sports marketing group. Craig Kelly and the organisation, $10,000. They got to give them a little bit more. They, of course, Shane's management group and mine and Bill's and Ruff's and Stevie Johnson, Sal, Ginny, Loza, Bridget, all the girls are in the audience. Great to see them. Got offices in Melbourne, Adelaide and Perth. So Craig Kelly
Wonderful
and the group.
people they look after.
Very much appreciated.
News on Craig Kelly soon?
Yeah, we have got some breaking news on Craig Kelly. He'll be delighted. Focus on Furniture, $25,000. Not only that, though, not only this, 25 grand, Focus on Furniture also lending us a special piece of their delivery equipment. Have a look at this. That's the truck. They're giving us that. That's going to get all our equipment to Perth.
That's taking us to Perth, Gary, all the way. Focus on
You see this magnificent beast on the road. You too can show your support to BCNA by giving generously to the life-side Pink Lady Money Box here that the Focus guys have had especially made. And there's still more from this group, if you don't mind. During the ride, Focus on Furniture will donate $100 from selected items in store to back to BCNA. So if you need a piece of furniture at any time, get in the Focus on Furniture store from mid-June to mid-July to show your support for BCNA. That is a magnificent...
Way over 25,000. That's incredible. Incredible.
Well, Shane, I'm going to send you over here in the audience.
Oh, yes.
Because I'll put this one up.
Okay, there you
this
go,
is
Gary.
Baker's Delight, if you don't mind. They've been and had a long-standing association with Breast Cancer Network Australia, and they do amazing things in the community. Tonight, Shane, you've got Chris Corwell over there from Baker's Delight, and he is going to make a very special announcement.
Chris, thank you very much. What have you got for us?
Thanks very much, Shane. As Gary mentioned, Baker's Delight have always been very happy to be involved in any fundraising for the BCNA, and we've just raised $1 million in the month of May, and I've got some of the highest fundraisers from our bakeries in the network here with me tonight, including this gentleman here to my right, Mike, who's from Geelong, and Mike's raised the highest amount for any bakery 5 years in a row for Baker's Delight, but that's the Pink Bun campaign. The Tour de Croft, we've all chipped in, and we'd like to get right behind you again this year, as we did 2 years ago, and we're all going to chip in $10 for you.
$10. That's incredible.
Sorry.
Now what's going to happen?
Actually, $10 per kilometre. $10 per kilometre, so that should be about
3,600 kilometres.
Should be about $36,000.
Oh, you built it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well done. I'll try to take that.
That's fantastic, Chris. That is tonight, Jim, alone, $116,000 has gone up onto the board.
That's
if you don't
incredible.
mind.
I'm just going to put this in the money box.
Thank you, Shane.
There you
now,
go.
of course, the
Thank you so
donations
much.
will be ongoing.
That's incredible.
10 grand gets you up here, but every single dollar counts. Now, to donate, footyshow.com.au, click through to the Tour de Croft link for corporate donations of 10 grand plus. Up you go on the sponsor board, Tour de Croft at 9.com.au.
Beautiful. All right. Need to tell you this. As the Forster said when we came back from the break, the painting has gone absolutely nuts. That's where we sit. $28,100, the Moaning Gary. There have been 60, we think, over 60 bids, and currently it sits at $28,100. I'm telling you, no boardroom is complete without a Moaning Gary.
It's just hit 30,000.
30,000.
And
Gary.
Gary will sign it personally, won't you?
I'll cry on it for you.
That's right.
I tell you, this is one of the great stories of television in 2013. With another one of those stories, here's Sam with Sam's Mailbag.
I feel I'm making some right decisions up there. I've got a giant bike. I have a Nissan. If I bet, I would bet. Craig Kelly, the buzzard. I asked him. I know he manages. I'm a client of Focus on Furniture.
You're a client of the buzzard?
No. Well, I asked the buzzard would he manage me. And he said not. Even if I thought it would fill the water resources up at the state, would I manage you? I said thank you, mate. So I notice everyone else is managed by the buzzard.
No, he turned me down too.
Well, no, Buddy Ball is used exclusively in the FARC Academy. So all that, and Sweeney are very, very good.
There might be more from Buddy Franklin too in terms of the Tour de Croft, but we might announce that later.
This is from Frav. That's what it says. Frav of Levo.
Yep.
Would that be Levington?
Leverton.
Yep.
Leverton. Yep. And John of Belgrave. Foss. Heard Gary's team Melbourne might find themselves with a $5 million debt by the end of next year. So we've sent through some fundraising ideas for Gazman.
Have we?
What?
Have we?
Yeah, no, well, Gary. Yes. What do you think? I'm making this up? Our first idea is Gary merchandise. We got the idea from a toy shop that is actually in the window of a store, a toy that's in the window of a toy shop in Greensborough Plaza. Here it is. If you have a very close look at that, I'm not sure if we can have it.
That's it.
That is in.
That's not on.
That is on. We rang the toy shop. That is how they're marketing the Gary toy.
The buzzard might ring the toy shop tomorrow morning.
I've got a feeling he might. I'd get that off, I'd you. And they spelt 2 R's at Gary. Gary could also start a fancy dress shop. 5 of us went to a party last weekend, each dressed as a different Gary.
Oh, good on you.
Now, there's the brow.
Oh, no.
It's an exciting life, isn't it?
That's it. Bon Jovi, the Yo Gabba, of course, the Mick Jagger, the Stretcher Gary in the middle there. And I'm not sure what that gypsy up the back's up to.
And there is money to be made, says Frav and John. There is money to be made in blue movies, as Stevie J knows.
Oh, no.
What? Oh, no. Come on, Stevie.
That's not me, Jim.
We're here and sitting there watching this.
That is extraordinary.
We've had to just hone in on that because the girl was about to speak into the microphone there.
It might not have fitted on the screen.
We couldn't actually show that. And of course, she's about to just
move on the next bit.
Just
no, she
vocal
wasn't.
into the mic. And of course, there's then the porno is of Jim, of course, very active. That was
concentrating hard.
That was Jim having a chat to Mrs. B over some housekeeping money. Now this is from Stavros of Cooma, which is in New South Wales. Sam, loved you using the cat video last week to demonstrate how Geelong went against Collingwood. Maybe you could do a summary of the season for me, as I have been away. OK, this is a summary of Geelong's season for you, Stav. This, firstly, is everyone is pretty happy down at the Cattery.
I like this.
There haven't been too many hurdles to overcome. We've had one or two slow starts to deal with. But we always bounce back. With a win over North in the bag.
Going well for us.
Well, we put Essendon and Richmond back in their box. Mind you, Stev, Collingwood was a bit of a slip-up. But hey, the Cats are flying. And now we're sitting back looking pretty satisfied. Just quickly, from Heather of Bendigo, why do you say what all the time? My mother says it's very rude. What? What? I do say... I do say what all the time?
We've found you've fallen into the habit of it a bit, Force. We wonder if you haven't heard something properly and you belt it out. Have a look.
What? Well, because when you ask someone a question,
Yes.
they get those vacant, spiritless eyes.
You
and
do say it a lot.
What? No,
It's a great example. Well, Foss, it gave us an idea, because Gary and I, of course, are fixated with your new album that you're in the studio recording.
What?
We thought you might be able to incorporate it in one of your songs. Have a look.
What?
What about me?
Box 9, Melbourne, Victoria 3001, sam's.mailbag@9.com.au, footyshow.com.au. I tell you what, Saturday night, if everyone to rob anyone in Geelong, then would be the time. They take on the Gold Coast, 7:40 under lights. For the very first time at Simmons Stadium, they are second on the ladder of the Cats, 8 wins and a loss. James Kelly back into the side, I think. Stevie will confirm that. Nathan Vardy comes in, the Pods is out with a knee. And Thurlow's been rested. Stevie J, 150 points. Playing centre-half forward. That'll be interesting. They take on the Gold Coast. Gary Ablett. Simmons Stadium. They're going okay too. The Suns, 4 wins, 5 losses. Only 26 points. Led Hawthorn at half-time. Ablett on fire. Coming back to the old town. What sort of reception will he get? Miscatelli back into the side, so a little bit of experience. Going to be exciting. Massive. Ruff, what do you think? The Cats going to turn one on?
I think so. We played Gold Coast last week, and they've come a long way in the 3 years they've played, and I reckon they're going to be pretty impressive in years to come. But in saying that, under lights, I think Geelong will win.
Yeah, it's going to be a big game, Gaz. I think there's still a few remaining tickets that'll go on sale tomorrow morning. So.
Is that right?
No,
yes, there
not
is.
that, I don't think that's... Is that...
Tomorrow morning, I was told today that there is a few left over, which will go on sale. So
the
check
footy
them
club?
out at
Ring
the
the
Footy
footy
Club.
club?
Yes.
All right, and James Kelly back, he's certainly playing.
I think he's back, Gaz. I can't tell you what position he's playing, but he'll be in the side. Chappie, maybe a few weeks away, Jim.
And what about Gary Ablett returning to where he used to dominate? Will you play on him? Is it true that you've put your hand up and said, I want to play on him, I want to take him on?
I'd say I'll probably get an opportunity at some stage. I don't think anyone can go with him for a whole game, but we'll definitely be trying to curtail his influence because he is a match winner and a champion of our club, and I'm sure our supporters will be giving him a few cheers, but hopefully not too many.
Now, what about Nathan Vardy in the Twitter sphere? He's very good on his tweets. Have a look at some of the things he's been throwing up. Hate when I get handed a sausage in bread and it's not diagonal in the bread. Have a look at this next one. Why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the bottle? Mind-blowing. And I'm pretty sure there is more nipples in the world than people. What is going through his mind? What does he do in his spare time?
I'm not too sure what he does. They are weird tweets from a weird person.
Well, there you go.
He's
Anyway,
from Gippsland. Ruff might know a bit more about him, but...
Beautiful area down there, we can start on that, mate.
Geelong to win, Sam, and win well.
Your thoughts, Force?
The Gold Coast could be a chance if the lights fail to come on. Hey?
Yeah.
You're going to take your... Forgot about that.
Don't think you beat me to it, Gary. That's obvious that you were going to do that, but I've got another certainty coming up. Don't worry about that. I could have done that.
Takes it personally when you play
does.
a
When you trump his
certainty.
certainty. No, I've got a
I
certainty.
trumped you.
Can you auction that one off as well?
No, you can't. Well done to the Cats. They're going to be, in all seriousness, going to be a fantastic night. You're going Force, by the way. They're one of the biggest names in the history of the club. You're going down to this historic night.
Oh, well, I was interested. I couldn't get a ticket. I think it's all sold out.
You're a life member. You've got a ticket for life.
Yeah,
I've
got the card that says I'm a life member, but
Yes.
in order to put your butt on a seat, there's got to be one available.
There'll be one
There's
for
not
you.
a life member
I think you
seat.
should be there and report back next Thursday.
About the lights?
Yeah.
Yep, OK, yep.
There's also a new stand down there, Gaz, so a big past players' room. The ex-players would love to have Sammy down
Wouldn't
there.
they love to
Make
have the
sure he's
great
got a
man
seat.
wander in at
Sam
half-time?
Newman stand.
Yeah, no. Well, for the first time for a while.
Now, boss, did you want to say something? We need to get to
No, they got the plumbing on as well down there, so everything's happening. Lights, plumbing, they got water on, everything.
Everything.
Hey, yeah, we need to get to a break. We've got some big news coming up, and of course, the auction for the Moaning Gary still online, so get stuck into that. Plenty more on the pre-show.
Again it comes to Harvey, and again he's kicked a goal!
Great work from Harvey. He ends up getting it back. Sensational goal, Harvey.
Harvey now, can he bend it around? He curls it home!
Harvey kicks up beauty. Harvey has a bounce, wants to take them on, runs to 50, runs inside, has the shot. Oh, baby! Boomer kicks up beauty. Oh, he speeds away from the young kid, bounces inside 50, and says that's how it's done.
Oh, that's poetic! Boomer! Harvey takes him on. He's on the charge. It's showtime. Harvey going all the way. Take a bow. What a goal. What a marvellous goal. Boomer kicks a boomer. Bring Harvey, you little beauty.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. We use the superstar term a little loosely at some stages, but certainly not in this case. Our next guest is about to play game number 350. He debuted as a 17-year-old way back in 1996. He played in the Premiership at the age of 21 for the North Melbourne Footy Club. He has won the Sid Barker Medal on 5 occasions. He's amassed over 150 Brownlow medal votes. He is the North Melbourne Games record holder. He's only a wee little man, but he is a champion. Please welcome Brent Harvey.
Sam, how are you?
Little boom boom.
KB.
Congratulations, mate, and welcome. It's great to have you in. 350 games. Can you remember your first game? Round 22 against Richmond, 1996.
I certainly can, Gaz. Those were the days where when you came off the ground, you actually got dragged. Now the boys would know you sit on the bench, it's literally for a rotation. I played about 15 minutes and got one handball. And that was it. I was out the next week for the final. So,
What do you put it down to, your durability? I mean, you're going as strong as ever. You, of course, had a little 6-week spell at the start of this year, which freshened you up nicely. But you're only small in size, but you never haven't lost your pace, which I think is one of the most significant things.
Yeah, I think going back maybe 6 or 7 years ago was one of the things that Dean Laidley said to me, that I could play for as long as I want. He's not the coach anymore, so it's probably changed. But if I keep my pace. So I think I just keep working on those little things, your speed, things that you do during the week of training, and I've been lucky enough to keep it.
And Boom, in all seriousness, because we do joke about the fact that you're not a large man, but you have actually changed the way AFL is drafted, because before your time, if someone was in the mix to be drafted at your height, you were considered to be too small, and basically the knocks were that you couldn't play. And then you've come along and turned it on its head. I think there are now 7 or 8 players smaller than yourself, all of who have made a huge impact on footy.
Yeah, I think it's gone full circle. When I got drafted, I think it was if you could play football, you actually got drafted. Then it went through the athlete. The blokes like Sam Mitchell, who are not very tall as well and not quick, just accumulate possession of football and you see how good he is. So I think it's gone full circle again. But it's good to see the little guys getting drafted again.
That's 5 times we've mentioned you're a small man. Just in case you're
That's every
in
time I
any
come in,
doubt
Gaz
at
is
home,
all over me.
Brent Harvey is a really small man.
He is.
I know it's 6 times. OK, small. We know that.
Significant.
Good and small. Now, will we mention the war? What's happening with the close losses? What's gone wrong?
Oh, I think there's a number of things that have gone wrong,
What?
Sam. It's pretty hard to take that. You know, we've lost 4 games now under a goal, and people will draw their own conclusions that maybe our leadership's not strong enough, maybe we're not fit enough, and that's fine because externally that's what happens in football. But I mean, we just worry what we do within the football club, and we think that we've got a fair idea what's going on, and we've trained fairly hard this week on it, and we reckon we can rectify that.
Seems really silly to say, Gary. So silly that, but I'm still going to say it. Had you won those games, you'd be just going gangbusters.
That'd be good. Yeah, it'd be second maybe on the ladder.
So that's how fleeting
Well, I want to
success
ask
is.
this. You've reviewed it, right? So tell everyone at home. They would be sitting there saying, what went wrong? You've sat through it. You know exactly what happened. You tell us. You don't have to go through it all, but was it a coach thing, or did you not carry out instruction? Was it
President?
President, yes.
JV.
Just give us. I mean, there are a lot.
Yeah,
of
obviously. I can't tell you exactly what we think it is, but it's certainly something that we can change. Brad implements a lot of things on the training track.
So it was players failed to carry out the instruction of the coach.
Most definitely.
Right.
So and we can definitely rectify that. That's the good part about it.
The thing about Boomer, he loves his footy. Even when North don't win, have a look at his reaction when there was a draw. He's thinking that he's won the game, and they've looked up at the scoreboard and thought, hang on, oh no, were you just hugging me? Get away. What was happening there, mate? It's just...
I'll stick by this with Brady, mate. The scoreboard said we're 1 point up with a couple of seconds to go. That's why we're celebrating, and obviously it was a draw, Croft, so we looked pretty silly there. But yeah,
no, we love it.
You love a goal, Boomer. You
I
love
do
a
love
goal.
a goal.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
yep.
all good little men, you love a goal. Is this arguably the greatest?
Little man.
Little man. The greatest point you've ever kicked. Have a look at this. Talk us through it. Come on.
Yeah, well, I had Matty Prittis chasing me. You can see there he's
Got
not
him
very
covered.
quick. He's,
7 bounces.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I'd seen a couple of blokes that were on, and I thought I've run this far. There's no way known I'm giving it off. And David Hale was the old weary legs, mate. No, it wasn't great. When you kick the ball when you're tired, it always fades to the right, and unfortunately, it skipped the post.
Hey, Boom, what a lot of people don't know is you played at North Melbourne now for a long time, but you played for 6 or 7 years of your career when we weren't as good as we were when you first came to the club with the great team of the 90s.
Yep.
And you had significant offers to go elsewhere. And the loyalty that you've shown to our club through the hard times, I think, has been absolutely sensational. And people need to know that this little bloke could easily have been lured elsewhere. But he hasn't. He decided to stay, and I think that says plenty about you as a bloke.
That's right.
Hey, mate.
I just want to ask a question. What's it like being small? Do you find it tough?
Yeah, it's Croft. You know what it's like, mate. It's
Hey, it is a massive game, this one. The North Melbourne Football Club take on the Saints. Sunday at Etihad, 4:40. And a big game for both of these clubs. Jack Ziebell out suspended, going to miss the next 3 games. Some interesting ins here. Taylor Hines back in is a very good player. Jordan Gisberts might play his first game for North. Senior game be terrific. Sierakowski and Levi Greenwood back, and Andrew Swallow is a very good player. The Saints! Lenny Hayes is a massive out for the Saints, a superstar player, not going to play. And I'm going to get to a couple of other big milestones that are going to happen on the weekend. Armitage is also a terrific player, Saunders right, and Ferguson ins for the St Kilda Football Club. Now, quickly, not only have we got the champ here playing his 350th, Joey Montagna for the Saints, and Daniel Wells for North Melbourne also play game number 200, and they are both superstars as well. So congratulations to those players. Shane, what's going to happen?
Well, I think North will be winning. I think, Boomer, you've been a star. You really have for such a long time, and you're wonderful to watch, and we wish you all the very best for the next couple of years because it looks as though you can go on forever. And I'm sure you'll have a really good win. So North Melbourne for me, Stevie.
Yes, I agree with Croft, and well done, Boom. We've always had to put a lot of time into him. He's a very hard man to stop, and
You try to belt him up every time.
I try to try and slow him down, but I don't know how Lingy used to go with him.
Good sledger too, Jono.
He gets a bit chirpy at times. Yes, when he's kicked a couple. But yeah, I think North Melbourne will bounce back this week and have a win.
I was actually a North Melbourne fan growing up,
Really?
so yeah, I was.
You followed Boomer's
I didn't
career?
have Boomer's
What
number on my
did you
back.
have on?
I was 31, Corey McKernan, so a couple off, but
not too bad.
I went the bigger bloke instead. So,
don't
but
So I'm only a little fella, so it's all right.
but North for me also.
Samuel? Yep. Oh, here he is.
Oh, look out.
Oh, that's it.
Just incidentally, how's your dad Arthur going? Is he, Arthur, he comes on here occasionally. How's he going? He's a dwarf.
Oh, yeah, now I've got it. Now I've got it. Yeah. He's going well, Sam, yeah.
Good. And now I don't know if you can, I'm going for the Kangas. We had a man on Street Talk, you've got to tune in for this. This is a diagram, a man on Street Talk. You think I'm making this up? So if you stay tuned. This was what he thought might be wrong with North, and this is how your plan of attack should be. These are the goals, he said, and he gave one of the all-time great explanations on Street Talk of the North Melbourne failure, and this is how to overcome it. So,
Do you want me to take it for Brad?
I think we're going to send it by that courier company that gave. Was it Yellow Express?
Yes, it was.
Yellow Express?
I think so.
Oh.
Yellow Express trucks.
Oh, wow. How lucky that was. Yellow Express are going to courier it out, and wouldn't it be a good idea, Gary, did you think, if I may? Do you think just once Brad might just go down to Geelong and Chris come up to North? Would anyone know the difference, and would things change, do you think? would the team... Would be an interesting scenario, wouldn't it?
Fascinating.
Yeah, no one would notice, I don't reckon. Now, North Melbourne have an open training session this Saturday at Aegis Park, so get down there. Fans get the opportunity to sign a special 350th game banner for the superstar that is Brent Harvey. Training starts at 11:30am, so get down to the Aegis Park there in North Melbourne. Now, Gary, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I'm going to tip North first of all, but I also need to present Boomer, who's also been a very fine panellist on the Footy Show, if you don't mind. You've been on 14 times, Boom?
14? Or no, not quite 14 games.
No, you have. Just
okay, yeah,
go.
14 times.
I didn't have a number, I made that up. But you're our 152nd panellist, so it is with great pleasure I announce and present you with the baggy blue.
Thanks, mate.
And you're our star. And we look forward to watching you play this year, and you're going to go around again next year, just while Jim's
I'll get through the end of this year first, Gaz, I think.
Yes.
Cap's a bit big for him.
It is a little bit. But stay there, Boom, because we're going to update you with all the latest footy news that's going on at the moment. There is a bit kicking around, and as always, the best in the business joins us. Please welcome Damien Barrett. Damo.
Thank you, Gaz. I declare tonight that GWS is still in the process of thrashing out its deal for Buddy Franklin, but so let me tell you what's going to happen here. That deal will come, and when it comes, it's going to be for a minimum $9 million over 6 seasons. It's a figure that is a football salary cap money only, and that will be boosted by deals outside the cap should Buddy Franklin choose to entertain the idea of becoming a Giant over a Hawk.
So, Damo, 6 years, $9 million. That's what you're saying is coming his way without any extra money outside of the salary cap. So, over 6 years, you could be looking at a $10 million deal.
Depending on how the way those deals are structured, Gaz, that's exactly what it could be. But the GWS team knows it can't be offering that sort of money. It can only offer what's inside its salary cap, Gaz. They know they need to get to $1.5 million per season. Ooh. And they know that Hawthorn's offer is 4 years as it stands at the moment. It's around about $1 million for each of those 4 years. Buddy feels he can get more out of that, is my take on the situation. Hawthorn, I think, deep down, will be able to offer a 5-year deal at certainly more than $1 million per each of those years as well. But they're going to contend with a $9 million deal over 6 years should when the GWS offer does come.
Rough. Reaction from you, please.
Oh, pretty big offer, isn't it? I'm a bit shocked like everyone. But,
so what do you think from your own point of view? You're close with Buddy. I mean, I don't know if you've spoken with him about it or not.
No, not. I mean, it's something that he has to work out himself. But, I mean, you know, he's played over 150 games and kicked 500 goals at our club. And you'd think that, you know, with the success that we've had and hopefully going to have again, that he'd like to stay around and be a one-club player.
You're a student of the game. Have you thought about compensation and where it'd leave you?
Oh, I mean, you know, it is starting to get into a bit of a business in terms of free agency and whatnot, but, I mean, we know we've got him until October 31, so until then, he's going to be a Hawthorn player and he's not going to go anywhere until then.
If I could just give you a tip, Ruffy, I'd get that landscaping. I'd get that landscaping diploma up and running, mate, just to tide things over while the slack times roll in.
Right, Damo, so that offer will come in, what, the next period of time?
It'll come in the next 6 weeks, Gaz. Hawthorn wants an answer before the end of the season. They will be putting the ultimatum to Buddy before round 22. Are you staying or going? And they do want an answer on that, and GWS knows that time frame. Another key position player out of contract, and we've known this for some time, Harry Taylor. We've known the pull of Perth is very strong. Specifically, it's the pull of the Fremantle Dockers offer, which is weighing up on his mind very, very heavily. It's been put to us today that it's no more than a toss of the coin that he stays a Cat or becomes a Docker. And I suppose we'll throw to Stevie just quickly, Stevie, just similar to Jared. What's your take on your teammate?
Yeah, I'm not surprised that another club would offer Harry good money. He's obviously a quality player. But at this stage, that's only speculation. We think that he'll continue on with us, but we're not too concerned about it.
So, I reckon that's been the general consensus when it comes to Harry Taylor, that he's loyal and he'll stay. But you're telling us tonight that it is around the 50-50 mark.
Yeah, the person who used that phrase, toss of the coin, knows what's going on and knows that it's a really strong pull. It's a family reason with Harry more than it is with Buddy when it comes to the offer that's in front of him. But it's a very good offer, and it's one that he really does, and we'll need a bit more time to consider. Just two other guys out of contract, Matthew Leuenberger and Daniel Rich at Brisbane. A lot of offers and interest in those guys. If you're a Lions supporter right now, you can rest reasonably comfortably. They're both in negotiations that should have them staying as Lions. Mark Neal, we've been saying for some time, haven't we, guys, that it's a matter of when, not if, that he will be parting company with Melbourne Footy Club. That when could happen as soon as Monday night when there's a Melbourne board meeting. We'll just take a look and a listen at what Mark Neal said today about that board meeting, and then we'll discuss it further after that.
Well, so Monday's board meeting is a regular monthly board meeting where I go along and give it's about a half an hour report at each board meeting that happens, and that'll be the same report similar report. That's what I've been asked to give, and that'll be my lot in the board meeting, and it's just a regular monthly board meeting where there's robust discussion about a whole heap of issues and progress and all that sort of stuff. So I presume it'll be the same.
It's Mark Neal. That's his public persona when it comes to what's going to happen on Monday. Privately, he knows that decision could well go down on Monday night. It's a pretty crucial board meeting. Peter Jackson, who's the interim CEO, it's the first serious time he's got the full board in the same room. He's going to be taking that board through what he feels needs to happen to the footy club. He's going to make changes. One of those changes could well be his own decision to accept some very strong urgings from the AFL and Melbourne directors to have him stay as permanent CEO. It's going to be a very big momentous occasion for Melbourne on Monday night. Mark Evans has been AFL Footy Ops boss now for 2 months. I caught up with him today in his first extended TV interview. He's going to be making changes at the end of the year. One of those changes could well be the match review panel. Let's take a look at what he said about that.
It does get confusing, though, when we're adding up base points. And we're adding or subtracting points for record, and then we're adding carryover points, and then we're reducing points for an early plea. And it gets confusing at the back end of it all to say, why is this 2 weeks and that one was 1 week and that one was off and that one was 3? I've had it thrown to me that would we not come up with a system that instead of it's 125 points, do we not just call that 1 week? And then you might have a reduction because of your record or an early plea. Or if you've got a bad record, it goes from 1 week to 2 weeks. That might be a really simple way of explaining what's already there anyway.
Mark Evans there, I'd back him in to remove a lot of the confusion that does rest with that match review panel. And JB, just before I head back to you, Mark Evans also said that Jeff Geishan, the umpire's boss, would be taking a 6-week long service leave beginning next week. Interesting time for the umpire's boss to be taking off mid-season.
All right, thanks for that. Thank Damien Barrett, everyone. Does a great job, of course. And just before I get to the break, 4:40 Etihad, make sure you get along to watch North Melbourne and the Saints and honour one of the greatest players ever to pull on the famous jumper. Thank Brett Harvey. Superstar. We're going to go to a break. Almost football legends coming up next on The Footy Show. Still to come on The Footy Show, Sam takes street talk to Errol Street, North Melbourne. And they are good folk that way, big boss.
Simple things that people take no notice
simple
of.
arithmetic, the old saying.
Simple?
Yeah.
Simple.
Reading, writing, and,
reading and simple.
We've got a ripping edition of Footy Legends, and Bill takes on the hottest pie in the world. It got Stefanovic sweating, but surely Big Bill's got the big pills for this one. You can do it, Willis. That's all still to come on a huge edition of the Footy Show.
Welcome back to the Footy Show, and thanks to our great friends at James Bogue's Draft. This week's team who are in the audience, the Sunbury Kangaroos and also the Mornington Football Club, so thank you so much. And once again, James Bogue's Draft are donating $1,000, and it's going to go to your club, Ruff, which is what?
The Leongatha Parrots, mate.
The Leongatha Parrots. What about that? Go the Parrots. We're going to get straight into it. It is now time for Almost Footy Legends. And Ruffy, you are going to start us off. Away we go.
Well, here we are. We've got an ex-Hawk here in Luke Brennan, taking a big hanger for Ballarat.
Climbing over the top, Ruff.
Have a look at that one. Very
Reminds
impressive.
me of me. Back in my day. No, okay, maybe you. Have a look at this. Gets the ball out on the wing. What's he going to do? He's going to take a bounce. He's going to run, take the game on. Is he going to pass it off? No. I'm going to go the whole way. Boomer Harvey style. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Where's the goals? He lines up and it's a goal. Well played. Congratulations. And doesn't the crowd love this? And Ruffy, what's this
Last one here, Crawford's got a Nathan Buckley lookalike. Up he gets. Very impressive stuff.
High over the pack. Nathan Buckley style. And don't we love that? So there we go. Which one do you like the most? 1, 2 or 3?
2 for me, mate.
2 for you. Okay. Did we like number 1, the very high mark? No. Did we like number 2, which is the running bounce? What about the Nathan Buckley lookalike up high? Congratulations! You have won this. Well done, Ruffy.
Thanks to James Bogue's Draft, our weekly winner takes home $1,000 cash, while our runners-up receive $500 each. Sponsoring over 150 local clubs, James Bogue's Draft is a proud supporter of grassroots footy. At the end of the year, our runner-up pockets $20,000 cash thanks to Deep Heat, providing fast, temporary relief from muscle aches and strains. Deep Heat is the stuff of legends. Thanks to our great friends at Home Timber and Hardware, our major prize winner takes home a mega toolbox full of $40,000 cash. That's going to come in handy for that renovation you always wanted. So if you want to do it right, go where the tradies go, Home Timber and Hardware.
Send your entries to Almost Footy Legends, GPO Box 9, Melbourne 3001. And don't forget, you can now upload your legends directly to the website, footyshow.com.au. Over to you, Gary. Thank you very much.
You are a fool of a man. The Western Bulldogs take on Port Adelaide Saturday night up in Darwin, if you don't mind. Very big game. The Dogs were fantastic last week. Just their second win over St Kilda by 9 points, although Matthew Boyd, the skipper, out with an injured calf. Oh, big. I tell you, he's going beautifully. Big Will Minson there in the ruck is a star, as is Ryan Griffin. They played Port Adelaide, who have now lost 4 games after winning their first 5. Went down to catch by 48 points last week. Juggy Need comes back into the side. Robbie Gray going nicely, coming back from long-term injury. Nice few games under his belt. Very important game up there in Darwin, Shane.
Yeah, need to start better, Port Adelaide. If they can certainly match the Dogs in the first quarter, I reckon they can win this. So the Port, for me, Stephen.
Yes, the Power haven't been too good of recent weeks, and I think they'll bounce back as well.
Do you? Up and down. Rough.
Don't know how we'd go playing in the heat, Jono and I, but I reckon the Dogs will win, mate.
I'm going to go for the Dogs, just in form. If you can say that in one game. Yep. Fantastic last week.
I'll tell you what, speaking
I'll
of
go for Port Adelaide.
Oh, well done, Gary. I thought you were Speaking of the Western Bulldogs, one of their all-time greats, and we're hoping you'll be on the show next week. The great Doug Hawkins is now the coach. Absolutely, round of applause. He's a superstar. He is the coach of Bacchus Marsh. Yep. And they are taking on Sunbury this weekend. Mattingley Park is the venue, 2 p.m. on Saturday, Bacchus Marsh. Brendan Favola is playing in this game of football. Favola, you beauty. So, get along and be a part of this. They're expecting 3,000 or 4,000, Gary.
This is in Bacchus Marsh playing for Doug's team.
That's exactly what he's doing. So we suggest 2 p.m. you get along to Mattingley Park on Saturday and watch Bacchus Marsh take on Sunbury. Fev's a big part of this occasion. All right, Shane.
Well, the Demons, Gary's mob is taking on the Hawks. My mob, and it's on. Bring it on, Gary. We're not going to let about your win. And there's the D's. A lot of changes. Roden, McDonald, Strauss, Spencer, Fitzpatrick, Peterson, Kent. They all come in. You're going down, Gary. And have a look at the mighty Hawks. Ruff is on fire. Great to have him on the show tonight. Franklin there at full forward. Hodge, they're going really well. They win this, they can go 9-1. But they're doing beautifully at the moment, the Hawks. And I think they'll have a good win. And for me, this is going to be my certainty. There you go. So thank you very much. I'm tipping Melbourne. Sure, Gary.
Jono, what would be a respectable result?
Turn up.
Shut up, Shane.
I think respectable would be 10 goals, Gaz, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. And Ruff's pretty confident he'll kick a bag.
He's confident. Don't worry about that. How are you feeling going into the big game?
Oh, mate, we've got to still do the job. I mean, it's not going to be a walkover, so we're going to have to get the win going into the bye.
Meant to have one of the toughest draws in football, the Hawks, and yet are 8-1. So it's frightening how well this club's going, Gary.
I know, Jim, it is frightening.
Sam? I said Gary as I was looking at Sam.
Are you not bemused at Gerard Healy?
What's Gerard done?
Well, Gerard said...
He's not playing. He's not in.
Did you speak then?
I said, what's he done?
Well, Gerard said that Mark Neild's job would be on the line predicated on the next two games, one of them being Hawthorn and the other being Collingwood.
Well, he's in the media, that's what he is.
Well, don't you think it injudicious or imprudent that he makes that statement, seeing as his brother is on the match committee?
No, his brother Greg is the football director.
Well, same thing.
No, well, Greg wouldn't be talking to Gerard. I'm not sure about other members.
Don't you think he should disassociate himself?
No.
Well, what sort of gratuitous statement is it to say that Hawthorn and Collingwood will decide Mark Neild's future? Of course they're not going to get beaten.
Gerard Healy has almost a direct link to the Melbourne Football Club long before Greg Healy got there, let me tell you that.
So he's got inside information that this is the swan song.
No doubt, and if it's being leaked at board level, that would be a disgrace. I'm not saying it is, but if it is, that would be a disgrace.
Could I say this? I'll tell you what is a disgrace. Well, in good faith, we put up your painting.
The moaning Gary.
And we have had unbelievable bids to it. If you're going to be an imbecile or a moron, I won't tell you what the amount is up to, but if you're going to be an imbecile or a moron, you're not dudding us.
And false bid.
You're dudding the Breast Cancer Network of Australia. If you're genuine with the bid, I won't tell you what it is, we appreciate it, but if you're going to try and wind us up, you're not dudding us, you're dudding the network.
There have been unbelievable bids along the way, but there's been one or two that we hope don't deter the genuine bidders along the way, so we'll check them all out. Maybe it's true, who knows. Just quickly, speaking of Hawthorn, their superstar Buddy Franklin and a great mate of Shane's has been inspired by the Tour de Croft. So this is what his offer, but he's already donated to Buddy Ball 10 grand.
He's going to give us $9 million.
He's going to donate all profit from his Neverland online store between right now and midnight tomorrow night. So to get the ball rolling, email Buddy at neverlandstore.com.au. He's giving away $10 vouchers to Neverland online, so you get $10 voucher just for emailing him. Then head to the Neverland online store between now and midnight tomorrow night, and all profits will be going to the Tour de Croft and BCNA. So well done to Bud.
Good people. Ryan and the good people at Nina and Pasadena, fantastic. Now, what?
We want to get Bill on because we want to see his mouth catch fire before we go off air.
That is next. And Gary, you're one of Bill Brownless's best mates. He thinks he's actually going to pass away next.
Oh, well, do it on camera.
That's next on the Footy Show stuff.
There he was 2 weeks ago. The tipper certainly got it wrong. He said he's going to go and immerse himself in an ice bath for a minute. He sat on the top of the ice and we decided that was good enough. Which brings us to this moment. I've never been so nervous. This is Bill Brownless preparing to eat a flaming Ron. You haven't signed the waiver. This is legitimate and true. You've got to sign a waiver before you can eat that. So sign that, Will.
Sign it quickly.
Shut up!
Scorpion chili and Viper chili, 1 seat of scorpion chili, 300 times hotter than a jalapeno. Got to wear protective gloves. I wear to cook.
How to spell Brownless?
Bill Brownless, he's done. All right, Willie. 42 seconds is the record.
Come on, you fat...
I I spoke to Carl Stefanovic,
Burn
and the
twice.
first couple of bites, you
Come
think
on.
you're going okay, and then it starts to kick in.
Hat off.
So on my count, ready?
Come on, Bill.
Hat off, you've got to take your hat
out
off.
of the road.
We want to see his head just
Flaming
blow.
Ron starts now. Come on. Good start, good start. Start it all out. Get another one in. Keep going. There is hot, that's all right. Have another one. Get another bite in. What do you mean you can't turn right? Get 20 seconds already, Will. Quick, there you go, another couple. He's going all right, he's going all right at the moment. He's going all right. He's good pace. He's not too hot. No, it's all right or not? Hot? Is it getting hot, Jim? Starting to heat up? Well, stay with it. Have another one.
Come on, Bill.
No,
Bill.
the world record's off, but we can still get the finish, the pie. Keep it going, Will.
Come on, Ross.
Oh, that's a good bite. That's a good Oh, it's starting to...
Bill, come on,
Starting to spin
Bill.
up here, Jim.
Come on.
Starting to come out the top.
Come on, Bill.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not so bad at the moment.
More bites.
No, go that. Go that first.
Have some cinnamon.
No, not yet. Not yet.
When you have the
After. Not cinnamon
Hurry
yet.
up, Bill.
Come on, you only got half a pie to go. You're going all right.
Come on, fat man.
Going all right.
Get it hot.
Starting to get hot now. Starting to get hot.
Come
You
on,
have another
Bill.
bite there.
No, it's getting hot now.
It's getting hot now. Starting to kick in a bit now.
Come on, Bill.
One more. Have a bite there and it'll cool it down the other
One
place.
more, Bill. One more.
One more.
I don't think I can
You
talk.
can.
Have some nutmeg.
His
Have some nutmeg.
eyes are starting to drop.
It's really hot now.
Is it hot now?
Yeah.
Well, have another one. What about a bit of cinnamon?
Have some nutmeg, Bill.
Take a bit of cinnamon just to cool it down a bit. That'll cool it down.
Nutmeg,
It will.
that'll fix it.
Come on, Bill.
Mate, take a good swallow full.
Righto, that'll do.
A bit more.
We've had our fun.
What we're going to do, What we'll do, Jim, when you go to a game, I'll try and get my man through the rest of the pie and then we can come back and see how he's tracking, all right?
All
So
right,
it's
I
starting to
think
really
that's a
kick
good
in.
idea. Have a look at the force. All right, Carlton taking on GWS at Etihad Stadium. And the Blues, of course, Yaron comes back in, as does Rock the Casbolt. And very nice to see Jared Waite playing very good football. Good man, good footballer. Swing over to GWS. Look at the outs for GWS. Miles, O'Halpin and Gillum, who's been playing good football, goes out. Brogan, Townsend and Wilson. The ins for GWS. Your old mate Stevie Gillum, Ruff, out of the GWS side. What can you see happening here?
I think Carlton will do it pretty easy, mate. I think GWS just going into the bye might start to get a little bit tired and they'll freshen up second half of the year.
$21, GWS. Bill still battling away, Stevie J.
Yeah, sad to see Satan's out and his celebrations, but Carlton for me.
Shane?
Well, there's a bit happening. I think the Blues will have a good win, and I've just got to go through this, Jim. Another cracking money back special from sportsbet.com.au.
Yes.
For every match in June, if your first score is a behind, Sportsbet will refund your losing first goal score bet to a maximum of $100. So,
that, Shane?
if you back Jared Waite, Jack Revolt, Josh Kennedy,
Yes.
or any other player to kick the first goal, and the match starts with a point, Sportsbet will give you your money back. How good is that?
Fantastic.
So well done. That's a ripping Sportsbet money back special. It's available on all the matches. Conditions apply. Visit sportsbet.com.au. And remember, gamble responsibly and win.
All right, Sam, who do you think's going to win this game?
Bill is a contradiction in terms. You got a big guts, but you got none.
No,
Eat
yeah.
the thing.
You come over and have a
Oh,
go.
come on.
You come over, fossil.
What are we going to do, Jim?
A piece of the flaming run?
It's going to take what we're going to do, he just said he thinks he's out of hand. Oh!
What, mate? Put it up! What? You okay? Are you all right?
There he is.
Get out, you kid.
I'll tell you what. If you look up the word imbecile in the dictionary, there's a photo of Shane Crawford feeding him. We're going to take a break. Sam's going to have a go at the flaming rod next on the Footy Show.
You heard about the Kangaroos, North Melbourne? They've lost 4 games under a kick.
Yeah.
Mentally, they're soft, sir. How do you... Have you got any tips?
It doesn't bother me at all.
No tips on mental toughness?
If we're on air, I couldn't give a
Mental toughness. I've got it. North Melbourne need it. Follow me, numbnuts. Oh, wrong way.
Sammy! You're a Kangaroo supporter?
Yeah.
You got any clues about how we can get the Kangaroos mentally tough? Any tips on mental toughness, sir?
Yes.
I do have an army training, so I could probably kick your ass.
Come on, mental toughness. What's it about? You look as though you're absolutely... You look like you're a winner. You must have...
I'm not a winner. I go for North Melbourne.
No, but...
I love you.
What's that?
This is the Footy Show.
This is it, sir?
Well, I see myself Thursday, won't I?
You will? Yeah.
It's good. Des Shanley.
What is it?
Des Shanley.
You're saying hello to yourself?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you have any idea how North Melbourne, the Kangaroos, can get themselves up mentally?
I think mentally, I think they need to work out in the midfield position.
Yes.
In the midfield and live in the side wing, from the...
The side wings?
The side wing from the left-hand side and the right-hand side.
I'm not sure if you'll be able to answer this, sir. Yeah. Do you know anything about mental toughness?
Yeah, mate, Richmond supporter.
But I go back a long time, Sam. I go back to Alan Aylett.
Yeah.
Laurie Dwyer.
Yeah. Albert Mantello. John Dugdale.
They used to lose by 100 points all the time. These mob are only losing by 2 or 3 points.
Yeah.
So they've improved.
How have you overcome that mentally, sir?
I look at Melbourne.
And you think, shit, we're going great. Yeah. How good are we going?
Yeah, I think some of the new players they'll be working up in... some of the new players that they'll be working up in...
How do we get North to be mentally proficient? North Melbourne.
What's that, mentally? I don't understand it.
Listen to some music, have a coffee.
That's it.
Relax, read a book.
Well, I normally get really intoxicated.
Pissed?
Yeah.
From here, you place it run into the left-hand side.
Bradley Scott.
They don't have a coach.
Mental endeavour. Have you got any idea about what mental...
He's the guy that's pretending to be the brother of the other guy, when in fact it's the same guy making himself look good by f***ing up another team.
And getting double the salary.
Getting double the salary. There's only one guy. 2 faces.
Would you like to go down onto the coaching panel down at North Melbourne because they're desperate for people to
You know what? I'll be more than happy to go down there.
Would you?
I love to go down, Sammy. Oh, let me go, Sammy. You let me go, Sammy. Go on, Sammy.
Somehow he got his players, convinced them to throw it away.
Well, sir, as you know, we have a kick.
How did they do that?
I'm the president of a kicking academy called FARC.
Yeah.
And we've started a sister company called Mental Intensity Needs Greater Endeavour, or MINGE.
Look at this.
If you hold it above your head for 10 seconds while I speak to you, that shows mental toughness.
You might take my wallet while I got my hands up. I'm mentally now thinking. There's nothing at the top of my head.
Don't make a fool of the people watching. Don't take your hand off it. I reckon you might see that game plan employed next week by either Melbourne or North Melbourne. And when you do, you can sue for plagiarism.
And have a guess who's the worst footballer I've ever seen?
Oh, steady.
Sam Newton.
Oh, that's all right. I was going to say you can say anyone, you can say me, but don't say anyone else.
No wonder Geelong never won a flag. Sam was around.
Right, off.
There you go. It's street talk, but I can tell you during street talk, our man Bill Browless, I thought was brave, had 2/3 of the Flaming Ron and did pretty well. Brought the Flaming Rons up here. Sam had a nibble.
Nibble.
A little corner of it.
A soup song.
And look at him.
No, it's hot.
It's
hot, Gary.
What we would like, and Stevie
No,
J
not
and
eating any more of
Ruff
it.
are demanding that you have a go at the record.
No, I'm not eating any more of it. It's hot. I'll tell you that
Well,
now.
have a good go. You're getting into
Have a big bite.
Here's the good. Do you want the good or the bad news, Bill?
What's that?
The good news is we're letting you off for a fortnight. The bad news is that was no good. You're coming back for a third crack at it.
Bullshit, no more. You can only have a
You're going to get a Nissan Navara to drive over you at 50k.
What we'll do is we'll take a look at this next game and then we might get the force just to bite into a Flaming
Take
Ron.
it,
and
take
have
the Ron on.
Have a real good chomp. So have a go at it, Shane.
We're having a look at Adelaide and Fremantle. It's going to be a beauty. Amy Stadium, Adelaide. What a win, Jim, last week. How good was that for the Adelaide supporters? So that was good. Kerridge, he kicked 643 Supercoach points, and they're up against Fremantle, who are going beautifully. Had a lot of players out, but they're getting the job done week in, week out. A very good team. Stephen Hill comes in, and he's a wonderful player, uses the ball very well. It's going to be tough for Fremantle, but I just think they're teaming so well. They understand their roles, and I think Fremantle will win.
I think Adelaide will take a lot of confidence out of last week with that come from behind victory, and they might just get up with the home ground advantage.
Wow. Tight betting game, $1.84 to $2. So, Ruff, what do you think?
I think with the inclusion of Hill and Freo's side, he's been missed the last couple of weeks, even though they've been winning. So I think Freo for me.
Take a bite. Take a big bite. Come on.
I think the Crows at home would probably get there, Gary, don't you think?
I'm going for Freo and upset. There's the waiver.
Sign that waiver.
Sign that. Put your name on that and just have a couple of good bites of the Flaming Ron because
I've had a small.
No, you love hot food.
Sign that, you do. You back yourself to eat hot food, so
It's the man who, when we go out for dinner, puts extra chilli on everything.
You've had a crack at Bill.
Here we go. That's the end of the flavour.
Oh, that's going to kick in.
How's it feeling?
Oh, look, it's affecting your eyes. Oh, that's just the way it is.
Oh, no. So how are we tracking here with the flamer?
Fine. I don't know why I have to. I jump out of a plane. You will.
What's oh, he's still...
He's just eased the bomb out. He's just...
There he is.
Did I hear correctly then? Did he just drop a bomb on us?
I beg your pardon. I'm sorry. Did I?
I hope you didn't. Oh, no.
You just stay with us. I want to see. Maybe have another bite. Let's just do the last game.
There we are. Another go at
It's
that
on
fun.
Monday night. West Coast take on Richmond, of course. It's a Monday night game, so we're not sure about the full team, so having a bit of a guess here. 6 on the ladder of the Coasters, 5 wins and 4 losses, beat GWS by 100 points. Nick Nat New is unbelievable. Richmond need to have a win, 5 and 4 as well. They went down to the Bombers by 29 points. Luke McGuan's been omitted, as has Nahas. That'll be a big omission. Aaron Edwards might play his first game. Very quickly around the panel, who's winning?
I think West Coast Eagles.
West Coast for me. All around West Coast, mate.
Gary, he's gone. He's evaporated. Where is he?
Is he dead set?
He has absolutely split. We can't find him. All right. Well, we need to get to a break. We're going to discover where the old Forzel is and see if he can finish off the flamer. That's coming up next on The Footy Show. Welcome back to The Footy Show. I've never seen anything like it. Bill, who can't stand hot food, did it easy. The Foss, who loves hot food, it's nearly finished the old boy off. Look at him, he's absolutely battling. Bill's doing it beautifully.
Have a spew.
Not sure they can hear us out there. Before we go, thanks very much to Nissan Navara, of course, Home Timber and Hardware and sportsbet.com.au for their great support of The Footy Show.
That's it. And Shane, are you presenting someone?
Oh, yes, I am. I'm going to present Ruffy with his baggy blue. He's been on 4 times. Well done, Jared Rufford. Congratulations.
Chili on your hand, thanks.
And thanks once again to everyone who donated tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, indeed. Thanks for everyone that's made a donation.
Hey, Gaz, the Neverland store, you know how they're going to chip in for people who buy all through the night and into tomorrow? The website has crashed just for the moment. So be patient. If you're trying to buy online, they'll be back online very quickly and open through to this time tomorrow.
And appreciating your overwhelming response,
No,
don't
Wayne,
you?
don't be silly.
Hang on, I've got it. Hang on.
Don't be silly.
Hang on. Hey, good luck on Saturday night, Stevie J. What do you got there?
No, you're saying don't be silly. Don't be silly.
Thanks, Jono. Thanks,
Don't be
Ruffy.
silly.
Thanks, Shay.
I won't.
We'll see you next Thursday night at 8:30. Good night.